to get him to agree to potential peace initiatives, as they call them, drafted by the other three countries, according to the Kremlin. And the Kremlin said Putin briefed Trump in the phone call about his talks with Assad and plans for a political settlement of some kind in Syria to be announced. Putin also called for coordination of anti-terror efforts with the U.S., Kremlin said, adding that Afghanistan was also discussed. Trump and Putin spoke informally several times earlier this month when they attended a summit in Vietnam. They agreed on a number of principles for the future of Syria. Well, I hope to God, because if anybody can shut that down, obviously it's Russia. And hopefully to get Assad to step down, but people have speculated the reason Russia has been so concerned is because they have a base over there. And they have a foothold over there. And they want control over there. But to see the bloodshed, to see the atrocities that have happened over there with people, so many people died, hundreds of thousands of people. It just breaks your heart to see it and how much damage has been done. If they could put a cease to that, but I don't see any real lasting peace unless Assad goes. Bottom line, I hope to God they can reach something that's practical and reasonable because, again, the bloodshed has just been enormous, to say the least. The search for the Argentina naval submarine, did you hear about that one? Missing in the South Atlantic for 1 week? Well, they're saying it's reaching, sadly, the critical phase. There's 44 crew on board, and they said they could be running low on oxygen, according to a Navy spokesperson. Dozens of planes is the scene out there in the South Atlantic. Dozens of planes, boats searching for the ARA, San Juan. Favorable weather meant boats could cover a greater area after being hampered by strong winds and high waves for much of the past few days. Made it very difficult with poor weather, as you can imagine. But expected to return tomorrow to do more searches. But if the German-built submarine had sunk or was otherwise unable to rise to the surface since it gave its last location on November 15th, it would be using up the last of its 7-day oxygen supplies. They said, we're in a critical phase, particularly with respect to oxygen. Bablai told reporters there has been no contact with anything that could be the San Juan submarine. So right now, about 30 boats and planes and 4,000 people from Argentina, the United States, Britain, Chile, and Brazil have joined the search for the submarine, which last transmitted its location about 300 miles, or for those that like to follow things in kilometers, 480 from the coast. So planes have covered some, and this is unbelievable, 500,000 square kilometers, 190,000 square miles of the ocean surface. But much of the area has yet to be scoured by the boats, and several possible signals, including sounds and flares that have been detected, have turned out to be false alarms. Overnight, a British ship reported observing 3 orange and white flares, but they did not come from the vessel. Submarine was launched in 1983 and underwent maintenance in 2008. Kind of looking at that, see if there might be some faults there. But it was en route and to the southernmost city in the world, Ushuaia, and to the coastal city of Mar del Plata, some 250 miles south of Buenos Aires, and when it reported an electrical malfunction shortly before the disappearance last week. So that's what was announced before it pretty much dropped off radar. So we pray for those 42 souls that are aboard that. That's got to be scary. And for the families, though. So our prayers, hopefully there's some kind of ping or something that they can get to. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul's wife, Kelly, Did you hear it? She wrote a column for CNN describing the intense pain her husband's been suffering since he was attacked. Remember that? Well, Kelly says that there were some news outlets that were concocting theories about an ongoing dispute based on nothing more than speculation from attention-seeking persons with no knowledge of anything to do with us, insisting that neither Rand nor anyone else of the family has spoken to the attacker, who was a neighbor and has been in for a decade. She said that the media has falsely described the incident as a scuffle, a fight, or an altercation, when instead it was deliberate blindside attack that left Rand with 6 broken ribs, 3 displaced pleural infusion, and now pneumonia. Paul said her husband has not taken a single breath without pain and has not had a single night's sleep without long periods of difficult breathing or excruciating coughing since the incident. She said that there has been several nights where I had my hand on my phone ready to call 911 when his breathing became so labored. It was terrifying. But despite the pain, folks, Paul, she's, according to the wife, said that her husband returned to work in Washington and has been since diagnosed with pneumonia, and along with his damaged lung. She lamented that this Thanksgiving her husband will remain in pain rather than playing golf with his sons or enjoying an annual touch football game with family and neighbors, but we will still be grateful for the love of our large and supportive family and for the encouragement and prayers of hundreds of kind and thoughtful people during these last weeks. Yeah, CNN was the one who started all of it, making it sound like there was kind of some neighbor's feud. You can have a feud with a neighbor, but the wife said there was no conversation with this guy at all, period. They weren't chummy or anything, but making it out to be something that it's not, except the heinous crime that it was. But see, this is the left snowflake liberals who they don't want anything to do with any conservatives. They don't wish Rand Paul's wife or Rand Paul well. And folks, you need to know this if you're a conservative. Liberals don't wish you well. See, that's where conservatives are different. We don't wish ill will on liberals. I don't. I don't agree with a lot of liberals on a lot of different issues, but I don't hate them. I don't want them hurt. I don't want them sick. I'd like for their brains to be healed, but that's another discussion. Don't be hateful. It's this hateful climate that, folks, it's destroying this country, and it's very disturbing. I hate to see it, but it's this climate, folks, that's going to get these people unwound and these loose cannons that are already loose cannons to go ahead and do more of this, and it's more accepted, and not a lot of people have really spoken out against it, and that's a shame, and there's a reason why that is. This is part of what they call resistance against conservatives in this country. A shame.
This thing called life, we're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms, and the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on.
To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American heritage. Long before the heralded Navy SEALs, and long before the USS Forrestal, and long before nuclear submarines, the U.S. Navy began with 4 ships, each with 10 guns. Essex Hopkins was the commodore of the tiny fleet as it harassed British ships carrying military supplies as Congress laid down the rules for the regulation of the Navy of the United Colonies. This has been Don Keyes with the genesis of our U.S. Navy in October of 1775 and examined under the microscope of your imagination. A seagoing entry in the ship's log on Your American Heritage.
Keeping your American heritage alive here at For the People, I am Keith Allen, wishing you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Tune in Monday through Friday right here for Your American Heritage.
Critics are raving. Murder on the Orient Express is spectacular, with a cast of suspects each better than the next, and a twist ending that will keep audiences guessing. Murder on the Orient Express, rated PG-13.
It's 6 a.m. 40 million Americans are waking up to a Gillette shave. And at our factory in Boston, 1,200 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Today, we're bringing you America's #1 shave at lower prices every day, putting money back in the pockets of millions of Americans. As one of those workers, I'm proud to bring you Gillette quality for less, because nobody can beat the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug, featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo, with Keith Allen, on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
We asked our customers, why is Consumer Cellular your choice in wireless?
Consumer Cellular helps me save money. It's simple and easy.
It is reliable.
I like the fact that there are no contracts.
By moving to Consumer Cellular, my cost is 50% less than it was.
They fit the plan to you.
I have everything I want with Consumer Cellular.
Their customer service is fabulous.
Customers are their #1 priority.
I really feel like they take care of me.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
We really appreciate the AARP discount.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
It's easy to switch. You could use your own phone and you could use your own number. Wild horses wouldn't drag me away from Consumer Cellular.
Go with Consumer Cellular.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Now, for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-918-4704. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, and happy Thanksgiving. Keith Allen and For the People, listener supported, by the way. 100% listener supported For the People. Your donations make a big difference, and for our members nationwide who give us a little something every month, thank you. Really appreciate that. Makes a big difference as we take on the mainstream media, folks. It's really, I got to tell you, it's become tougher to be able to get on some of the mainstream big network stations. It's smart, but they'll have cookie cutter shows that they put together They're not great shows. They're okay shows, but they're not phenomenal shows. They don't give you the warm fuzzies. They're kind of regurgitated stuff.